Hello viewers, welcome to my channel The Fulfilment. I am Asik Iqbal. Today I am going to discuss on a very interesting topic. This is memorization. How to memorize any topic or any matter quickly. Okay? So don't skip the video. Please watch the full video. It is a very helpful video for not only the students but also all kinds of persons who want to flourish their profession by giving any lecture or by giving any presentation by virtue of memorization of that topic or that item. Okay, so let's go through the video. There is a proverb that memorization is not learning, but dear viewers, I say memorization is learning when it is done properly. Okay, now I am giving an example. We all take food for the development of our health. But if we don't chew the food, if we only swallow the food will not be properly digested. It will not be assimilated in our body. Likewise, if we do not memorize in proper way, it will not be learning. Understand? If you purchase some flower plants from the market and you also have purchased some compost, but if you don't know how to flourish the cultivation of plant, if you don't know how to nourish the flower plant, that flower plant will not be able to give you lot of flowers. Likewise, if we don't memorize any topic, any subject or any matter in right way, it will not be memorized quickly. It will not be fruitful. That's why today I am going to suggest 17 items, 17 steps for the memorization of any topic or any item or any subject matter very quickly. Let's go through the subject. Now, I first suggest you for exercising before reading any subject, before memorizing any matter. First of all, in your room or in your balcony, you should walk or exercise for 5 to 10 minutes. We know that every walk needs a stage for warning. Okay? Likewise, to make our brain active, we should have to supply blood to our brain, because the brain acts like a computer. So through exercise or by walking for 5 or 10 minutes will help you to activate your brain. Secondly, I suggest you another point, that is motivation and self-confidence. For the memorization of any item, this is very, very essential. You should be motivated and you should be self-confident. You should have to think that you have the power, you have the capacity to memorize the item. And you should think that you can do this, okay? And this particular time, you should have to think you are far, far from the madding crowd. You should have to think that you are far, far from the running events of the world. So, this holy time is only for you. Okay? The next point, I suggest you time and place. For memorization, you should have to select proper time, either morning or evening or afternoon, whatever may be. You should have to select the proper time. You should have to select the place. And the place should be a soundless room. Because if the sounds come from outside, your concentration will be disturbed. Your motivation will be disturbed. Okay? Next point, I suggest you to divide your content into units. As per your capacity, you should divide the content matter for memorization into units. As for example, if a note or if a subject is of 8 paragraphs, if you think you will be able to memorize 4 paragraphs within 40 minutes, then you should have to take these 4 paragraphs for one unit and the next 4 paragraphs for the second unit. Okay? Next point, I suggest you to start reading and confirm your concentration after every 5 minutes. What is this? That is, now you have started your reading for memorization, and after every 5 minutes you have to think either the concentration is okay or not. If the concentration is not in proper way, you should have to think how to be concentrated on the subject. Okay? Next point, I suggest you that you should move your head. You should stir your head when you will memorize the subject. You will memorize the matter, memorize the content. You know, when someone tries to memorize any content matter of holy books like the Quran or the Bible or the Gita, they stir their head, they move their head. It helps to memorize quickly. That's why you should move, you should stir your head sometimes during memorization. Next point I suggest, that is image making or painting picture in mind. Our brain accepts the images better than the words. So when you are reading something, try to make image in your mind. Try to paint in your mind what? Pictures. As for example, if I read, it was raining cats and dogs, the farmers were busy to plow the lands. After reading this, I have to make a picture in my brain, in my mind, that the farmers are plowing in a rainy day. Okay? So, by making image or pictures in your mind, you can memorize the matter very quickly. Now I suggest you for color marking or chart making. Our brain accepts very well what? That is color marking. If you mark the main points of the items with marker pen and use the deep colors, it will be very, very helpful to memorize the item, because our brain likes to take the colorful items very, very quickly. So avoid white and black marking. Use other colors. At the same time, I suggest you to make chart, because chart making also help us to memorize quickly. Okay? Next point, I suggest you acronym. You should use acronym. That is the short form that is used for memorization quickly. As for example, if you want to memorize the 7 colors of rainbow, you may use the acronym VIPTU. If you want to memorize the essential amino acids, you should take the help of the acronym AVHIL-MPTT, alanine, valine, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, etc., etc. So, using acronym is a good process for memorization. Point 10. Interval after 30 or 40 minutes. You are reading continuously. You are examining that your concentration is okay after 5 minutes. But now, after 30 or 40 minutes, you should have to take interval. You should stop reading. And in this interval, for 5, 6 or 10 minutes, you should have to go through the process of reminiscing. What have I read? What have I memorized? And you should speak the synopsis thyself. Okay? So, this is the 10th point. Next point, I suggest you should have to read various types of reading. That is, variety of reading is an important part for memorization. Perhaps you are reading any poetry. Now after 30 or 40 minutes, change the subject. Try to memorize any other subjects, maybe history, maybe Bengali, maybe literature, whatever may be. So change the subject after 30 or 40 minutes. Okay? The 12th point I suggest you, don't use mobile or others. You know, if you use these during memorization, your concentration will be out. So don't use this thing. Next, reminiscing. We read only 30 or 40 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. But then we may go to the market or a school or any other places. But during that time, you should have to go through the process of reminiscing. If you do this, your memorization should be permanent. Your memorization will be done properly. Okay? Number 14, that is writing. You know what Bacon said, the great essayist. What did he say? Reading makes a fool man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. So after reading, after memorization, you should have to make conference with your friends, with your teachers, with your tutors. And by this way, your idea will be very, very fruitful. Your idea will be very, very concrete. It will be ready to deliver at any moment or any time. And after conference, you should have to write, because writing makes us perfect man. Okay? So after writing, you should have to check either you have written right or wrong. If you write wrong, you should have to write again. And through this process, your memorization should be done properly. Next point, I suggest you to teach others. What you have memorized, now try the matter to teach your friends or others. Or if you have memorized something for lecturing, you are asked to deliver the lecture to your friends. Okay? Next point, that is 16th point, that is revising or reading before sleep. You know, after a long day, we go to sleep at night. And I suggest you to read, to revise the content that you memorized just before sleeping. If you do this, all the items, that is memorized items, will be kept in the permanent place of our memory. And in such way, the memorization will be done properly. Okay? Now, lastly, I suggest you, for the memorization of any item quickly, you should have sound sleep. You should have to take nutritious foods. And above all, you should have to think positively. Only positive thinking may enhance your quality of memorization. So, my dear viewers, I think you have understood what I have suggested for the memorization quickly. Okay? So, if you like this video, please like, please share, and to get such types of videos, please subscribe my channel, The Fulfillment. Thanks a lot. Wish you all the best.